middle one, yeah.
So, like, is this where the baby is? Is that the thing that stretches out?
Yep, that's the uterus.
That's nasty.
It's crazy.
That's
It's
just
crazy.
how I feel.
Let's show all three of them really, because it's amazing how the body just contorts itself like crazy. Where you thought things were, you've always known where they are, they're not there anymore. Everything gets rearranged. So this is first month. So we have the uterus here. We have the, what's that? That's the cervix. If you look at a cervix, you get a speculum, crack that thing open. You know those things that you go in when you have the, and they click, and they always pinch those. And you look inside, you can look at a cervix and see whether or not a woman has had a vaginal birth. If they haven't, there's a round dot in the center. If they have, it's a dash. So you can tell that way. So here is the cervix, here's the uterus. Here are the fallopian tubes. And inside here, the yellow things are the ovaries. See these little like finger-like projections that are going over the top of the ovaries in there? Those are called the fimbria. So if my arms are fallopian tubes and this is the uterus, and I've got an ovary right here, and here are my fimbria. What happens is the ovary is going to spit out an ovum. Okay, the fimbria are going to grab it and suck it down into the tube of the fallopian tube. Okay, and it's going to move down. Where's the site of conception? In the fallopian tube. This is how you can have ectopic pregnancies. Have you ever heard of that, a tubal pregnancy? It's non-viable, period. You can't move it. Okay? Once that thing stops moving down, and it's supposed to be moving into the uterus to implant, if it stops and it implants in here, if you don't take it out, it will burst and you will bleed to death. Okay? So it's non-viable and it will kill you. So it's got to move down into the uterus and implant in the uterus. We go a little further along. This is the 5th month. Things spreading out. This is the fallopian tube. Here is your ovary. Here's your fimbria. Still your uterus. Still under here we have the cervix. Cervix is getting bigger and bigger. What's this then? The vagina. Okay. On the cervix, if you slice it open, this is called the cervical canal. Okay. Cervical canal. And then if you go even further to the 7th month, everything's completely oriented differently. See that? So you've got your fallopian tubes laying along the side of the uterus. You've got your ovary, your fimbria here. And you virtually can't even, on these models, you won't be able to tell the ligaments. This one here is called the broad ligament. Broad ligament. You've got one here connecting the ovary to the, am I on it still? Yeah. The ovary to the uterus. See that one? That is called the ovarian ligament. Okay, the mesovarium is the part of the broad ligament that covers over the top of the ovary. Mesovarium covers over the top of the ovary. The mesosalpinx is the one that's between the fallopian tube and the ovary. That's the mesosalpinx. Between the fallopian tube and the ovary.
Is it the skin or?
It's the part of the broad ligament.
Oh.
Okay. So mesosalpinx, mesovarium over the top of the ovary, ovarian ligament connecting the ovary to the uterus, and then the whole thing is called the broad ligament. Oh yeah, gubernaculum for a female. We talked about it for the male already. For the female, okay, you're never going to see a round ligament in here. It does make up the ovarian ligament. But the round ligament is this weird ligament that is going to pull basically from the inside all the way out to your labia majora. So I'll never be able to point that out to you.
Doesn't it stretch though, like when you're pregnant?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the isthmus is the narrowing part right in here. Oh, where's my list? Oh, the vaginal vestibule. I forgot to teach my other people. Okay. So if we're looking at a cross section, what's that? Nope. What's yellow? Yeah, there's a fat pad. What's that?
Bladder.
Nope. Nothing exiting it. It's just sitting there all by itself. Pubic bone.
Oh.
What's this?
The urethra?
Nope.
Is that the clitoris or something?
The clitoris?
There's your clitoris right there. Okay. The clitoris is actually 2 rods of erectile tissue, just like those. Okay. The corpus cavernosum. Corpus cavernosum clitoridis. Okay. The same kind of erectile tissue. It's 2 rods. It's not like a little bump. It's actually 2 rods that go deep into the body. So that's this right here. This clitoris. What's that?
Bladder, maybe?
Bladder. So this is the
Urethra?
urethra. What's this?
Uterus?
Uterus. So what's this?
Vaginal canal?
Yep. Vagina, vaginal canal. What is this?
Cervix?
Cervix,
Cervical.
cervical canal. The vaginal vestibule. Wake her up. This is interesting. Vagina. Say it. Just kidding. She's like, the vaginal vestibule. What's a vestibule? Where have you ever heard the word vestibule before?
In your, like a nerve, right?
The what? ATM vestibule?
They're called.
Okay. Never heard that? Like the vestibule of a church, your house, like the entryway. It's the entryway. It's that first bit you get into. Okay? That's the vaginal vestibule, right on the right when you get inside. Okay? Out here, what's this? Labia minora, and this is the labia majora. What's this?
Butthole.
Anus. Butthole. Okay. So what do we have here?
The fallopian tube.
No, not on the fallopian tube. Oh, sorry, I slipped.
Ovary.
Ovary. What's that?
Whatever.
Fimbriae. What's this one?
Is it broad ligament?
No, that's the fallopian tube. This one here is the no
The ovarian.
ovarian ligament. Okay, ovarian. Sorry, ovarian ligament. On the urethra, the urethral orifice is right when you go inside. There you go. Okay, so we've covered all the anatomy. Stop recording.